Developing markets took a hit last year with the benchmark MSCI Emerging Market Index falling more than 20%. But Mark Mobius, who oversees more than $40 billion in emerging market assets for Franklin Templeton, says things may turn around this year. His Templeton Emerging Market Fund is largely invested in Brazil and Russia, with additional holdings in several Asian countries. One country he's watching closely now is Myanmar, saying the faster that country can open up its economy and markets to the outside world, the better.
The steps that have been taken so far have been very encouraging, and there may be some acceleration taking place in terms of opening the market, becoming more politically free. These are all very good signs. Myanmar, as you know, is surrounded by countries that are adopting or have already adopted the free market economy concept, and we believe that Myanmar should be able to do that rather quickly. You can get investments indirectly in companies that are doing business in Myanmar. In terms of a domestic market, that'll take a few years because they have to iron out foreign exchange control items and generally revive the entire banking system. So this will take a few years, but it will happen.
Mobius' top industry holding is energy, followed by materials, banks, and food and tobacco stocks. He says there are energy plays among other plays in Thailand.
We like the banks, we like the oil companies. Those are the two main ones, but also we have a scattering of investments in media and telecoms. In Indonesia, we're particularly interested in the palm oil arena because it's one of, if not the largest producer of palm oil in the world. In addition, obviously, mining is very important for us. And I would say consumer goods, things like automobiles, motorcycles, those areas are booming in Indonesia.
Mobius is also a big investor in China and thinks that country should do some investing on its own. He points to the $3 trillion in foreign reserves China has on its books and says that if the country chose to buy European sovereign debt, that could help solve the continent's debt crisis.
By them coming in, it's not only the money, but it'll be also the sign of confidence they have, which will give confidence to others. Things are cheap. The best time to go in is when things are undervalued, and I believe there are lots of assets in Europe that are probably undervalued at this stage.
And should the situation in the Eurozone get resolved, that will only benefit the emerging economies of Eastern Europe.
At the country level, things are pretty good with some exceptions like Hungary. So the countries are not in the same boat as countries like Greece or Portugal. So I see at this stage of the game, Eastern Europe holding their own, doing fairly well, and as Western Europe digs itself out of this problem that they have, of course, Eastern Europe will benefit.
Mobius' Templeton Emerging Markets Fund returned about 12% in January, slightly outpacing the MSCI Emerging Stock Index. I'm Rhonda Schaffler. This is Reuters.